My name's Emma and I own StageCoach Performing Arts in Chichester. So I bought my StageCoach franchise back in April 2022 and I was so excited to be part of a network full of other principals that thought the same as me and were really passionate about how we can help improve children's well-being through performing arts. 5 weeks later, I kind of thought, oh, do you know what? I'm going to treat myself to an eye test. And they said, can you come back in half an hour? There's something we're just not too sure on. I didn't think anything of it. And then when I went back and retested, they said, oh, actually, you need to go to hospital. I was diagnosed with a pituitary microadenoma. It was benign, so I was very lucky it wasn't cancerous, but it was still very much there and active and caused a lot of problems with my hormonal system and my endocrine system. So they call it the master gland, the pituitary gland, and it controls everything that we do, how we regulate heat, how we regulate all our hormones, our thyroid. So if that's not working properly or if there's a tumour on there, it's a big problem. And yeah, my life just got turned upside down with one eye test and one doctor's appointment. And that was a really lonely time because you're already trying to run this new business where there's a lot of change and the children, classically children don't deal with change very well. And so I was up against it with lots of different factors. And then to bring in this whole other section where I might have to have brain surgery, was so overwhelming. So I was dealing with the personal aspect and then the business aspect. So I then sought help from StageCoach and they were amazing. And I was able to go to StageCoach every single Saturday, even when things were really tough. And it was an escapism, which was amazing.
I was very flattered and honoured to be able to be there for Emma when she needed someone to confide in. And I was proud to help her with her journey to make sure that she realised her potential, but also the potential of her business and, of course, her students too.
But unfortunately, in 2023, I had contracted flu, obviously lots of germs going around, and unfortunately that very quickly led to meningitis. And when I then went into an adrenal crisis and organ failure, and that's about as bleak as it gets. You can't really, it doesn't really get much worse than that. So when you're saying goodbye to your family and you're writing a will at the age of 27 and you can't get life insurance, that's when it hits you that actually don't sweat the small stuff. So we used the contingency plan and Karen, my amazing mum, took over. I didn't want to sit and wallow and be miserable and have no drive and no focus and no plan. And this was part of my plan. This was the first business I'd bought and it wasn't going to be the last. And I remember one time in hospital I'd had some tests done and I knew I was better, but they just weren't discharging me. And I had a class to teach. So I said I was going for coffee and put on a blazer over my cannula, taught a class and then came back 2 hours later. I like to be really positive and to have a positive mental attitude. And I'm just so determined. I was so determined not to let it stop me. And then also I didn't want to let the children down because a lot of the children that we work with have SEND needs and they don't like change, and some children have come from backgrounds where people have left in their life and they don't know why, and so I didn't want to just never return back to StageCoach again with no explanation. So it was really important for me for them to know that I'm here and I'm in this for the long haul.
She's got such a lovely aura and warmth and a genuine care and concern for those who come to see her at StageCoach that, you know, you wouldn't have any idea about the challenges she's facing in her personal life. And that for me is creative courage for life.
So fast forward to current day, the business is thriving and we have 123 students that come through our doors every Saturday and still got room to grow. Our early stages classes, which are for 4 to 6 year olds, started with really small numbers of like 4 and 7, and now we're completely full with 18 in each class and a waiting list. So growth-wise, we need to open more classes. What I would like to see in my future is health, happiness, and to see that I'm able to give back to the local community and to ensure that children are coming to us and enjoying every second in our company and feel safe and happy in the space that we've created, and to keep building the business and to keep building a life that I'm really proud of and really grateful for.